I just wanted to let the people in the community know what we're doing to further education. We've been collaborating with some different units and with different civic associations and people in the community, and particularly in the diverse areas. Kids that are not as well off as some of the others could be. And we're working right now with the Drive It Park Civic Association, and we're going to try to start a pilot program over there this summer to kick that off. And we've been collaborating with Ohio State at different levels, and we've got a really good surprise the last couple of days from now. Evelyn told me that she'd collaborated with a young lady up there that's doing their Upward Bounce program, and we want to kind of model something after that for the kids in the lower level, say 6 through 9. And we're not an aviation program, we're an education program. You know, when you think of aviation, you may think of Tuskegee Airmen, but if you really think about them, it's about education. Education was their success. You know, they persevered. They were pioneers in the civil rights area, and they were just tough young men. And when you think of these men, you think of them as being mature men. They were only 17 to 22. And that's what inspires kids when we go out and meet with them. They realize that these people are not much older than they are. And I get excited about it when we find somebody like that, you know. Now, if a kid is interested in aviation, we want to take them and guide them to the program that does that. John Mitchell has a program that's called Buckeye Taggers, and we support that program, and that's a great program. But we're not trying to run that program. What we want to do is find kids that's interested in aviation and lead them to that program. So when we go out and talk, we try to use the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen and the determination of the young men and women that was in that organization, so that kids understand what they went through at that time, and at this time it's not nearly as difficult to do. Now, one of the things that stands out to me with the Tuskegee Airmen, the guys, all of them didn't stay in service. They got out, and many of them got out right here. And they took the GI Bill. Back then, the GI Bill was 100% for education. And they were smart enough to continue their education with that GI Bill. They became doctors, lawyers, and professionals. And Hartford Village was one of the places that a lot of the Tuskegee Airmen settled in. That was one of the first places in the United States that actually had new housing for black veterans. And Driving Park is not too far from there. And when we were over there during the program, I met a lady over there that actually was there when these guys was there. And the stories that she had to tell was astronomical and historical. And we're going to continue to work in that area. But some of the things that we do now is we're trying to raise enough money to build an education center. We're only interested in building it in one place. We're interested in building it at Rickenbacker Air Force Base. That's where these guys were when the segregation ended. They dispersed from there. That was their last home base. And it's something about when we get kids out there and you start telling them this stuff, it inspires them. And it inspires me just to be out there doing what we're doing. Now, this summer we did programs in a lot of different areas, and some of the places we went, we did Hope Lutheran Church. We was able to do some programs in there. We were able to do some programs in the rec center, down the Driving Parks area, and we used, thanks to the pastor, we were able to do some programs in the Truth Church. And we have a place out on Rickenbacker, the Red Tail Dining Facility, and we can't always get in there when they have programs restricted to military activities. And Columbus Regional Airport authorities have been gracious enough to allow us to have our meetings and some of the things that we do out there in the terminal at Rickenbacker. It's something about being on Rickenbacker to us. It's just like, you know, it motivates you to be out there because that's the place where they were. And so what we're going to be doing is collaborating with the OFU in different areas. We've already had some meetings with them, and I think they're about as excited about what we're doing as we are about the help. So hopefully this is going to be a great union, and we'll continue to be able to do and work toward the goal of building an education center at Rickenbacker. We started this about 8 months ago, and I have to mention a gentleman named Pete Miller. He's been an inspiration not only to me but to our organization. And he's retired, but when he started working with us, he now has a full-time job. So he's been, you know, he's been great with having us, and I appreciate that. And so my job and our job in our organization is to grow our organization. So if anyone is interested in coming out and helping us do the work that we're planning on doing, we're gonna need the help. Because of the things that we've been doing in the community, we are outgrowing the capacity to do the things that we want to do. So we're also going to be trying to form a partnership to take our education centers to a new level. Our programs right now, we're looking at expanding the existing program, but hopefully this year, not too distant for maybe 6 months from now, we'll have some idea how the education center piece is going to work in what we are doing. And so I would ask anybody that's out there that's interested in education professionally and just want to work, please contact me. Now we need professionals in the areas of any profession, because the kids that we talk to and the kids that we try to inspire them with the people that actually know what they're doing. And we have some doctors of psychology, some Wall Street professionals that's working with us, and they've been a big help to what we're doing. So we're going to continue to do that, and hope that we can get the help done and get something started on the education center within this year. So I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I'm going to get out of the way and let the real speaker get up here. Thank you for listening to me.